This first story, an explosion in quotation marks. What is behind the rise in girls questioning their gender identity?
So the reason why I picked this article out to mess with is that, much like the article from the New York Times a couple of weeks ago, that was very one-sided, it was very misleading in its effort to present an unbiased point of view. This article from The Guardian basically makes it very clear that they do not in any way, shape, or form want to give a fair and balanced investigation or report on gender affirming issues. The NHS was being asked to research why there was an upswing in adolescent biological girls seeking referrals to gender clinics. And based on the numbers, the team has been looking into this. The problem is that as they are talking about actual students, actual kids, the bias leaks through at the very end. And this is where it comes out. The dilemma for parents has hardly been helped by confusing guidelines. They are puzzled by the conflicting advice they get from doctors and trans right groups about what their child may be going through. Could it be a temporary exploration of gender identity, potentially the manifestation of other forms of distress, or is it an innate experience for which treatment is required? The definition of gender dysphoria is controversial in itself, and in England, there is no consensus among clinicians over whether an adolescent's desire to transition should be quickly affirmed or they should be encouraged to pause before changing their name and starting hormone treatment. Now, that right there is full of British bullshit. That is all couched in language of somehow there does not seem to be a consensus among doctors. Well, no, there's not a consensus because you have a group that is actively fighting to eliminate gender affirming care. And they find the doctors, the clinicians who are willing to spout and follow that line, and they will begin to act as if this is a binary argument. It's not a binary argument. There have been established protocols. Those protocols have been debated over. Those protocols have been tested. Those protocols have been proven. The only ones who have a problem are the ones who want to deny the existence of transgender people at all. Those are the ones who are creating the lack of consensus. It's not a lack of consensus in the dedicated medical field. It is a lack of consensus developed from an antagonistic side of the spectrum of medical professionals.